According to new allegations from the Nigerian government, their former national security advisor stole a tremendous amount of money that was supposed to purchase military equipment for the army to use against Boko Haram. So if there was ever anything that is immoral to steal, for fuck's sake, you stole money that's supposed to go for equipment to fight Boko Haram? Literally the world's worst terrorist group right now. There was articles about this earlier, that Boko Haram has killed more people than ISIS in the past few years. I mean, that's... The guy... This is like right next to stealing cancer medicine for kids or something like that. Okay, the money that's supposed to go for arms so we protect ourselves against the psychopathic Boko Haram? I'm going to take that. Fuck that. What a horrendous criminal. So President Muhammadu Buhari revealed the charges on Tuesday and ordered the arrest of Sambo Dasuki. This is the guy who stole everything. Vice News reports, quote, the official reportedly awarded fictitious and phantom contracts. Ooh, where did he learn that? The U.S., the phantom contract? For equipment, including 12 helicopters, 4 jets, and ammunition. Oh my God, that's so brazen. He's like, yeah, we're going to get like 12 helicopters for this and some jets and ammunition and stuff. It's cool. And then later on, everybody's like, hey, where the fuck are the helicopters that are supposed to come here? Where are the jets? I feel like we're missing something. Are we missing something? He's in the corner like, I'm sure it's somewhere. Don't worry about it. No big deal. So you ready for how much money he stole? How much money he pocketed? This is incredible. $2 billion. $2 billion. Billion. Who does that? Who does that? Guys, I will never understand the mind of a criminal. Because, like, you would think that this person would be rational enough where they say, you know, if I'm gonna steal, I should be practical about it, where, okay, we're supposed to get a $2 billion contract here. I'll skim $3 million off the top and put it in my pocket. $5 million? But he's like, no, I'm going to take all $2 billion. Who does that? And how do you think you're going to get away with that? $2 billion is only in the U.S. will somebody lose that, and then it's a news report for like one day, and then we all move on with our lives. And we shouldn't. We should all get fucking crazy and scream from the rooftops. But everybody's, $1 billion missing here and there. Shut the fuck up. Move along here. That is what came to mind first when I read this. But with the U.S., see what we did, like under Dick Cheney and the Bush administration, we do these no-bid contracts where the people in the administration knew the people who they were giving the contracts to because they're their buddies from corporate America and defense contractors. They give them these no-bid contracts, and these guys would take the money, put it in their pocket, and then money would go missing in Iraq. Or we'd pay contractors to go in there and rebuild stuff after we leveled it and bombed the fuck out of it. And then they build it in the most shoddy way imaginable where they're pocketing most of the money. There were schools that were built that were never used in Afghanistan. There were even the people, this is how fucked up it is, guys. We would even skimp on building like showers and barracks for our troops in Iraq. And there were examples of the water not being treated because we skimped on the funds, and people would get sick. They'd get parasites from the water, or they would get electrocuted in the showers because they spent like no money building the place, and just the fucking people who got the contract, the ownership class, the elites, they took the money and fucking pocketed it and look around. But in all seriousness, as fucked up as that was, and it was fucked up, and it was on a much grander scale, but at least what they did is they were like, okay, share it among all the elites. That's what they did. So it was a mass level of it. This guy's like, bitch, fuck all you. I'm taking $2 billion. What are you going to do with $2 billion? You don't think people in Nigeria are going to notice? Like, hey, does he have a new car? What's going on here? I don't understand what's happening. God, so why would you do that? Why would you do that? And so it actually got me thinking, and this is what popped into my mind as I was reading the article. I thought, is this the single most brazenly corrupt person on the planet? I mean, he stole $2 billion. $2 billion! $2 billion! $2 billion! But the answer is no. It's not even close to the most corrupt guy on the planet. And by the way, I haven't seen any articles that say this is the most corrupt person, this is the second, whatever. There's no like Forbes list for the most corrupt pricks on the planet. But there was one other person that came to mind when I thought, is this guy the most corrupt? I was like, no, wait. It would have had to have been Gaddafi. I got to look that up. Is it Gaddafi? And then I found the numbers. Guys, Gaddafi, you want to know how much he was worth? This is alleged. They don't know for sure. So I'll give you the minimum and what they really think. $200 billion. What in the actual fuck stick? $200 billion? Who does that? Why would you steal that much from your... And this fucking jackass, like, as he was getting killed in the revolution, he's like, my friend, what are you doing? Bitch, you stole $200 billion! I'm not in favor of, let me be clear, I'm not in favor of, violence unless it's in self-defense or whatever, but could there be a case made for self-defense? If the dictator stole $200 billion, he's got the fucking women bodyguards, he's a living caricature. I mean, he really is like the character in that movie, The Dictator. Like, that actually is Muammar Gaddafi. Like, he was exactly like that. $200 billion, you do? $200 fucking billion. You crazy motherfucker, who does that? Who does that? And by the way, the low number, the low ball, I love how there's the low ball. $65 billion. Again, I go back to my main point. I'll never understand the mind of a criminal, the mind of a dictator. You would think they'd be smart enough. Like, okay, so I have total control here, and I think this is human nature to a certain extent, that absolute power corrupts absolutely. The old saying, the old cliche. I think it's true. But you would think that they would, moderation. Like, hey, I'm the leader, right? Maybe if I only take $1 billion? Like what, you can't make do with $1 billion? Maybe if I only take $1 billion, there won't be a revolution and they'll like me, and maybe if I tone down my ridiculous fucking gold garments or whatever the fuck he was wearing, you think then maybe the people will like me. And there was a great documentary on Gaddafi where he was like, when he was starting to lose it, he was like genuinely confused. He's like, I don't understand why the people don't love me. I just want the people to love me. Bitch, look at what you're doing! Look what the fuck you're doing! He would go to girls' schools and pick like 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, and he would have a room at the girls' school where he goes in there and fucks them. They made a bedroom of his, for a bedroom for him at the girls' school where he goes in and handpicks. And then the girl, he rapes the girl. Why don't the people love me? I don't understand. I just stole $200 billion. Excuse me, minimum $65 billion. And I fuck their daughters and I pillage their country. Well, I don't see the problem. Pro tip, if you're gonna be a scoundrel, if you're gonna be a fucking criminal, do so in a sane way, but perhaps that's too much to ask.